Seconds we're on. Mhm. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Social. I am so excited to be back with you all. This is Tennille. I am the vessel that God uses every morning, Monday through Friday, to bless you and talk to you with a different topic that He's downloaded to me every morning. So I'm excited to be who He's chosen, and I'm excited about the people that He brings on our panel. So we've got the crew, we've got the F2G fam, we've got different people that pop in with different conversation and different opinions about every topic that God gives us every morning. So just like I do all the time, we start off with, "Hey God, what would you like for me to talk to your people about today?" And that's what we do every single morning. So I want to give acknowledgement real quick to what God has done for us, but I do want to make sure that I'm acknowledging those that are on the platform as well. Listen, God says, know those who labor among you. So we always try to make sure everybody knows who's on here with us, right? Coming back to Facebook, if you are on Facebook or on YouTube, welcome. Good morning. You have a chat room. Go ahead and use that chat stream. You can type in whatever you need to, as long as it's pertaining to our topic today. I will be your mouthpiece today. If it's not, it will be blocked. We don't leave that on here for people to read, so no need to advertise on the pages. Just come on and have a conversation. If you're on with us on f2gradio.net, good morning and thank you for being one of our great listeners. We're excited to have you on with us. You also have a chat. Did you know that? Go to the bottom of the screen, hit subscribe. You can go right on there and chat with us live. I see everything, so it always comes through me, and I'll be your mouthpiece as well. Now, if you want to talk for yourself, we have shirts that say "Speak for Yourself." We're excited to have you on to speak for yourself. Hey, B, and we want you to
Right.
do that. So we will have you come on and you can talk for yourself right here on Clubhouse at f2g.network. Remember that you're at f2g.radio on Facebook and at Faithful to God Network on YouTube, okay? And then of course f2gradio.net right here for the radio station. So let's get started in prayer. I want to pull on B since he on here this morning. Hey B, can you do prayer this morning?
Yeah, sure. Father, in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus, God, we honor you for today. We thank you, Father, for allowing us to wake up another day and allowing us to have breath in our bodies. Thank you, Father, for giving us grace, giving us peace, giving us hope. And thank you, Father, for sustaining us through this day. We're asking, Lord God, that throughout today, Lord God, that we don't forget about you. That even as we are planning to do all these things, maybe some of us are heading to work, a lot of us are working on different things, or even just have a busy schedule today. Father, allow us to remember that as that continues to happen, that we are responsible for creating space for you. As we're creating everything else, God, give us the ability to create space for you. Allow us to be able to welcome you into our hearts and give you free reign to change whatever you need to change. We give you glory, honor, and praise because you're the only one that can handle all three. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. I'm finna, y'all know I gotta call him out. Hey B, if you're gonna mute me, you gotta unmute me.
Look, while I was praying, it kept doing the feedback thing. So I'm like, all right, I know that it's probably because we both in the same proximity. So I didn't want to just be like, hey, mom, can you mute me? I didn't want to do
Understood. Yeah, so yeah, we're always 100% honest on here and open. So we try to be at least the most that we can. And so with me, y'all know that I'm quick to call out my team on anything because they like, oh, she blasting us today. This is what we doing. So we're excited to be back with you all. As y'all can see, I just asked you all about everything that was going on with social media as far as Clubhouse. And as you can see, Michelle has just split, and some people are up top now, and some are at the bottom. I'm telling you, I feel like they be listening, and I honestly feel like now that I'm looking at it, if you aren't a member of the house, then it puts you at the bottom. But if you're a member, then you can come up top. I think that's the way that's working. So we just gonna roll with it. But let me let y'all know who's on our platform today. We have our moderators with us today. We got B Snow in the building who just prayed. Good morning, B.
Good morning.
And we have Amber J. Our cool is in the building. Good morning, Amber J.
It's hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day.
And look who just popped in right when I'm finishing up with the moderators. Miss Kelly Webb is in the building. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly, like, I'm here. Yep.
Hi.
Wow. She's like, I'm literally here. All right, and joining us on the panel, listen, these two jumped on as soon as we jumped in here, which I'm so excited about because they seem more excited than I was jumping on them. I'm just saying. Raven Johnson is in the building. Good morning, Raven.
Good morning.
Oh, she almost awake, y'all. Y'all missed that. I can hear it in her voice. And we have Miss Michelle Williams with us this morning. Good morning, Michelle.
Well, good morning, everyone. God bless you all on this beautiful day that the Lord has made.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, I'm telling y'all, Michelle has quickly become part of this fam. We kind of adopted her and stuck with her. She's just here. We stuck. Ain't there's no moving her.
I ain't going nowhere, y'all. Nowhere.
I love it. So we do want to give a quick shout out into our audience down here. I'm seeing EJ. Good morning, EJ. And I want to see. Good morning, Pastor Pam. So listen, we have our people are popping on still as we're moving about our day. This morning's topic made me laugh, which is funny because it's laughter is the best medicine. I promise y'all, I don't know why, but every time when God gives us a topic for the day, it's always something that relates to one of us or all of us at the time that it comes. And this was a topic this morning that I felt because I know that we have been under the weather for a couple of days, and of course, you take all of the precautions that you can. You got COVID tests, making sure you don't have COVID, and those come back fine. And then you got flu tests now, and they testing that. And, oh, that's fine, but there's a cold or a virus that you catch, and I'm like, that's bad that we have to be afraid of what we would normally know as a general cold, just common cold. It's not common no more. Let me just let y'all know the cold is no longer common, and so just not feeling well. But I remembered when I got this topic this morning, the first thing popped in my head was I remember somebody saying this to me, because I've gone through a lot of things physically in my body over the years, and I've been on this planet a while. So it's like I got told you need to laugh at the enemy every time you catch a cold, every time you get sick, every time you catch a pain. You need to be laughing at the enemy because the funny thing is, after everything that you've been, and some of them being extreme, you've come out of it in laughter. You've come out of it, and what did she say? I came out of it with a smile on my face, understanding that God had it, that I came out victorious. Now my thing with that was, but it's not funny, but it hurt. But this part of this makes me feel bad, or this part of this is painful, and why should I have to deal with all the aches and pains all the time? But now I'm getting the understanding, and even this morning when God said, laughter is the best medicine. I'm always yelling, the enemy gonna get what's his, and he needs to get a dose of his own medicine. Well, that's it. Laughing at him is literally a dose of his own medicine. You thought you were gonna laugh at us, but now we've turned this around on you. So I'm gonna start talking to our panel this morning. I'm excited. I just wanna. Can I just honestly be a can I be the engineer today? I just want to be the engineer today. I want to get on here and engineer a little bit. So I'm gonna toss the mic to Amber J. Amber J, what you got?
Well, I like to laugh. Um, I do. I like to
Yes,
laugh.
you do.
I do. My mom even said, like, when she was pregnant with me, that's all she did was laugh. And then when I came out, that's all I did was laugh. I couldn't even eat my food because I was laughing so much. I would come out my little nose and stuff. And I'm still laughing. I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's like laughter is the best medicine for me. But I do it so much that I don't um I don't know when I'm in pain. I don't know. Like if I'm going through something, my my first instinct is not to really go to the negative side of it. I kind of just automatically think like that was just he's so stupid. It's the best you can do. This is pathetic. Like come on. Um, yeah, it really is the best medicine. Is it hard to do sometimes? Yes, because everything ain't like you said. Everything ain't funny. Um, and sometimes I kind of I kind of have to remember that everything ain't funny because I will laugh at an inappropriate time, but it's just because my mind is wired different. Um, and I have to remember that uh, some people don't like because I kind of like dark humor. I don't know if it's yeah. I'm getting help with that, but yeah, um, I am. But yeah, laughter is good. Take a little chuckle, little chuck, little jokey joke, as Martin Lawrence would say.
Oh, yes.
Uh, yeah, it's good.
A mess. Listen, y'all wouldn't believe, like, we were talking about this last night. We were like, it's the smile, and we're just randomly it just start smiling, and we like, it's the smile that came along with what you were saying. And even though it wasn't like an intention for it to look creepy, it was just hilarious in itself. But I love I love smiling just because I can. One of the things that I heard from Tabitha Brown was about her mom, and she talked about her mom told her before she passed, she smiles because she can. And that hit home for me because there are a lot of people who can't. We don't look at a lot that we take even smiling for for granted because we'll look at it like, oh, I ain't got to smile at you. I can frown all day. It take more muscle movement and all of that to frown than it does to smile. That's the first thing. The second thing is God gave us our smiles for a reason. When we smile, you can see all of our 32, our 26, our 15, our 2. It don't matter. But if you want to smile and you giving off this smile, it's because you can. Because some people can't. If you're every day something is happening to you, some people just don't smile because they don't have a reason to. But a smile can brighten the room. A smile can start your day off best. A smile can change a conversation on a telephone. I worked in collections, and I literally figured out that if I start smiling before I start talking, I don't sound so harsh to people. I don't sound I don't sound like I'm coming for them. I have a smile there, so when I'm talking, my smile illuminates through what I'm saying. It makes it a calming situation where I don't have to argue with people when I get on the phone as much. Or when I'm talking to somebody else, they understand that there's a smile on the other side. This is not a harsh conversation. This is not somebody coming at you. It's a smile. You have to be prepared to give off that smile. So, I'm going to toss it down to Michelle. I'm going to call on you this morning, Miss Michelle. In your line of work, how do you feel that you laughing at the enemy or smiling helps you?
You know what? It's funny that you asked me that as far as my line of work because I was sitting here thinking about what I was going to say, and I actually was going to refer to me being at work. And so, girl, we in the spirit. But anyway, I I've been working with the public for well, I'm retired from the state of Michigan, and I worked for the DMV for 32 years. And so during that time, I don't know if you guys noticed, but working in the DMV can be a very, very stressful situation. It's wall to wall people. People are complaining out loud, saying negative things. for us to hear. And so I found it really hard to smile. I found it really hard to have joy in my heart and laughter during those times. But of course, as I got closer to God, probably about maybe the last 10 years of me working there, I realized that, God is my joy. Like, I can't allow people to take me there to bring out the worst in me because everybody in the building isn't that way. And I've learned that I can't take that situation out on everybody that I encounter. And then I also realized that sometimes when it's just a simple smile that you put on your face that will change a person's mind, that will change the whole situation and turn it around. If you learn how to smile at people, that'll calm them down. And whatever they might have been thinking before, well, oh, dang, y'all so slow. But then when they get up here to the counter and they encounter me, it's like, oh, girl, you all right anyway. Even
Right.
though y'all a little slow, at least you're happy. At least you acting like you're trying to do everything you can to help me, and at least you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's like I realized that sometimes people need that smile on your face. Sometimes your smile may be the only smile that they encounter in the day. So you should try to smile and have joy in your heart because it's contagious. I'm done.
It is. It definitely is contagious. It is one of those things that it like it brightens people's hearts. It brightens people's minds. I know for me, if I was walking around not feeling well, or if I had to go to the hospital, because there was a stint of time where I had to continuously go to the hospital and I had to be there like 2 or 3 times. It was like 2 or 3 times a month, and it kind of gets tiring. So you get tired, and not just because you have to go, but you're sitting around other sick people, or you're sitting around other injured people, and they're not happy, and it's just like a gloomy moment. But then you start to think about, man, this is not the way I want it to be. And God had to fix me in that area and tell me about, start to smile at people. Like, come in with a joy, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. Come in with that joy, come in with that happiness, come into the place with a smile on your face. And even when I didn't feel like smiling, I still had to smile, because I had to remember that not only am I going into this place where I don't want to be, but I also have a child that I have to come home to, and it doesn't help him any for me to come in sad, broken, hurt, all of that stuff, and then bringing this sadness back home with me. No, you need to come in to everything with a smile. At least give yourself a fighting chance. When you're dealing with a lot of other people's things, and it gives them that chance as well. So I started to come in, good morning, everybody. How are you? Hi, good morning. And people would be cussing me out. They'd be mad. Go sit down. Be quiet. What you doing? And I'm like, and I'm still going, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to go sit down, but I'm still going to be smiling. You going to be smiling? I'm just, and I stand there wait for an answer. Before I can walk away, they are already smiling, because they see she is special. She is going to stand here and wait for it. I'm gonna wait for your response. Even if you cuss me out, I'm just gonna keep going. And then I would go and sit down. And it's like, I don't want to be here, but why be sad to be here? Why not just start smiling or crack some jokes? Which is one of the reasons why I think we're extra goofy with F2G, is because we jokesters on here. We like to crack jokes and act up, and so that's one of our ways of getting through our day, even when it's a bad day. I want to give a good morning shout out to Brian Bird in the building. Good morning.
Great day, everybody. Great day.
Good morning, Kelly. I think that was that was a shot at you, Kelly.
I was feeling very Kelly today, so I had to pull that out of me. Great day, everybody. Great day.
We not even finna start with y'all this morning. I want to go to B. B. Now I talked about having a kid coming, going through stuff that I've gone through, but B. One of the things with you was you didn't like the smile, like. Couldn't get him to smile for nothing. So let's talk about that a little bit. What was going on there, bro? Are you there, B?
B or B?
B. He said B or B. B. Let's see. Is he still on? He might not be connected. Hold on. All right. So let's get. We come back to him. So, Brian, we can use you because you unmuted. You know when you unmute, it's over. So, Brian, let's talk about it because you smell a lot.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
listen, I told them that sometimes we got to show our 32, our 26, our 15, and our 2, whoever, whatever we got. We got to give off a smile. So, why is it that you smile so much?
To set the atmosphere, to
Yes.
set the room, to set to set whatever place that I work and I govern. I'm telling every man and woman, child and all, when you come up in this space, you're gonna get this good laughter. You're gonna get this good. I don't say customer service. I say something else. I forgot. It slips my mind. But I give them a great hospitality. Let's say it that way, where I just smile to combat whatever negativity you're going through or whatever personal situation that you're going through, and may the laughter help you go through your situation. I'm at the front desk and I'm smiling, and I was like welcome, good morning or good afternoon, welcome. And the parent was like, you saw me this morning. Why are you saying welcome again? Because you just re-entered.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher's like, I work here. I said, great. Just entered to work. Welcome to work. And they're looking at me. It's so weird. Some of them are laughing. Some of them are trying to understand. And it's just like, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for everybody. Because if somebody's doing it, I think you said it earlier. It's contagious. It's contagious. You know, when we all laugh and we getting it in and we having a good time. It's the start of something new. High School Musical style. It's the start. All start
Oh
with a
my
smile.
gosh. What? Come on, High
Sorry,
School Musical.
I have to pull that out of me. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Wow, that's so good. I love that. I love that it's contagious. I love that you're gonna get it when you enter it because I remember working at CPS. I remember how we used to have to go in and out one door and come around the other one. So every time you pass it by, you getting a welcome. That's the bomb. I mean, because that that would have me looking at you like for real for the third time. Yep, I know what you want. Let me make sure that when I come through, I'll be like, hey, because that yeah, that would be my reaction to that is making sure that we make this a big thing. Because the laughter is the bomb, but some smiles and jokes, it gives people stuff to talk about all day. Like I don't know what happened to you between the time that you left out the door and you came back, but I need to put something positive in your spirit on your way back in, and you may not even know that you need it, but I have it here for you. So I'm finna pick on Raven because Raven be like, no, we ain't gonna do all this smiling and stuff. So Raven, Raven, what's your take on this smiling and laughter?
I really don't have a take on it.
You know what? Look, with the chuckle that came behind it, y'all heard that, right?
The chuckle for me, my God.
Right. in in the end of it, it's like the laughter was, yep, got him. I have nothing. Okay, so let's talk about this part of the laughter part. I do want to adjust that out. Is well, no, is Kelly? Are you able to talk today? Are you moderating?
I could do both. What's
All
up?
right, just checking in. All right, so let's talk about this as far as because y'all, I don't know if anybody paid attention. Kelly has a pretty smile, right? And so Kelly does smile a lot until she's working, and then the smile turns into this smirk, and then it's like
My God.
seriously on point type of deal that's going on. So look at Amber J. So let me ask Kelly Webb about this as far as smiling. Is the smirk the same thing as a smile, or is that smirk? It's about business time.
Take out your notes, y'all. To be whatever, Brian. To be honest, I don't know I do the smirk until y'all say something. I don't.
That's so bad.
When my focus go in, my focus go in. So whatever my face is doing, I'm no longer trying to control. I'm focused. So I really don't be knowing.
Yes, you do a smirk every time you start work and you get into the focus, or when she having them conversations with people and she get deep into the conversations where she got talking to people about bad bills or bad payments or stuff like that, and she has to make sure that there's a cleared out for folks. She gets this little
Oh,
smirk.
okay. Well, that one is more along the lines of I'm telling myself stay calm. You don't have to like really go off. So just stay calm.
Mm.
You'll get it's certain thing. Okay, so yeah, it's more just stay calm because they go test you, and you know they go test you. So you gotta let them know that's not gonna affect you. So you're not gonna get a whole happy go lucky smile, but
Hmm.
you go get the this about to be the nice nasty if I have to.
Her and these niceties, I don't know what's going on there, but we we are setting the atmosphere for this conversation, the shift. I just had to get all of that out with everybody because I want to get your opinion about how laughter is the best medicine. Now, I did bring up that, sometimes you got to throw at the enemy some laughter, and I was told that that's the best way it should go. When you're going through something, when you're in pain, when the sickness come, when you lose your job, when you're going through the attacks of the enemy, what should you be doing? Should you be angry? Should you be mad? No, because he wins. If he can get a little bit of your joy, he feel like he won a lot. You know how they say if you give an inch, they take a mile. That's the way I feel about it with the enemy. If I give you a little bit, you gonna keep going. So I can't give you that little bit. Did I get mad for a second? Yep, and I shook it off just that quick, and now I'm gonna smile about this. Now I'm gonna laugh about this, and I literally go, I am laughing in your face, and I say it out my mouth because I need him to understand. Ain't nobody scared of you. While you're trying to shut me down and stop me from moving, while you're trying to stop the production from going forward, while you're trying to stop even on here the broadcast from going through, and there's nothing wrong with any of our equipment, but everything's going wrong. Nothing's broadcasting out. Nothing shows that there's anything wrong in the airwaves. You're literally just disrupting what we're trying to put out to the earth about what God has done and what He's doing. So now I'm gonna laugh at you because we still gonna come on Clubhouse, we still gonna go on F2G Radio, we still gonna go on Faithful to God Network on social media, and all we're gonna do is record these and replay them on air because he's still gonna get on air one way or the other. Or we're gonna put them on Patreon and make sure that our patrons, when they get on there, they can see them. It's still gonna get out. And then we got the great people on our platform who are going to share this, so it's going to get out there anywhere it goes in Clubhouse, word of mouth. I need you to understand there is no winning here. So we gonna smile our way all the way to the bank and laugh all the way to the bank and making sure that the kingdom is funded because we have to still do what we need to do. So, in the process of all of that, has there ever been a time for any of you where you've been like in a really bad situation, but you just had to laugh at the enemy and not just to give him a dose of his own medicine, but taking it in as it's medicine for your soul too? So, if I laugh at you, if I laugh at the situation, I'm feeling better. So, anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah, I can. I've had to do it a couple of times just with health purposes. Like when I'm real bad, I might go through the irritation fact of what I'm going through, but at the end of the day, um, I'm gonna laugh because they always say laughter is good for the soul, and I'll think back to one of my good friends that went through some things, and she said that's all she had to. Her way of getting through it was She would say, "Thank you, God," and then she would laugh too. And I started trying that. And it's not like it takes away everything, but it's the fact that, you know what, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here. So I'm going to laugh through this because I know I'm going to be just fine. So
Yeah.
you find the positive in that major negative. So I started doing that a lot. You know, it doesn't happen each and every time, you know that. But I do that a lot. Here go the positive. What's the positive and this negative? Where can I find the light at the end of this dark tunnel? So yeah.
Oh, that's good. Anybody else? Hmm. Hey, Raven, what you
Why you keep making me want to have some?
got?
Uh, I laugh at myself all the time, though. I don't know, but I laugh, and I'm petty, so I don't really understand. I'm petty. I make jokes about my life, so yeah, it's a coping mechanism. But I make jokes, you know. I figure if I talk about myself and my circumstances and I make it into a joke, I'll feel better, and you'll laugh with me, or you can laugh at me. So, yep, that's it.
I love it. She said you can laugh with me or you can laugh at me. Did you say or so you don't?
So you don't. I'm gonna laugh.
Mm,
You gonna laugh with me. You're gonna laugh at me.
gotcha. Now she did say. Now when I say I love it, I need y'all to understand that she said it's a coping mechanism. One of the things I learned about growing up with our children and working around our children is that you do have it where there's a lot of people that do use laughing as a coping mechanism. You can't hurt my feelings if I'm laughing at myself. You can't upset me if I'm laughing with you about me. I used to tell B all the time when he was younger, you don't have to be the clown, and you don't have to be on the receiving end of what their jokes are. Like because he was smaller, so he picked on him a lot, and of course he looked like Urkel when he was little, so he got that too. But for me, it was this: you don't have to be part of the silliness. Tell people what you want them to know. Tell them to leave you alone. Speak up for yourself, and you don't have to join in for them to laugh about what's going on with you. If it's not funny to you, it's not funny to you. Well, B told me sometimes, Mom, it's easier just to laugh with them than to have them laugh at you and cause a lot of drama. He said because I can walk away if I laugh with them, they're confused. They don't know why I'm laughing. Like they crack a joke, and instead of my feelings getting hurt, I just start laughing, and it messes with them. Me not understanding to this moment that sometimes again you have to laugh at the enemy. Doesn't always mean that you're laughing with them. You're laughing at the situation. So while you're trying to upset me, while you're trying to get on my nerves, while you're trying to get at me, I am now laughing at this situation, and you can't hold me back. I had to learn how to do that for myself, and laughing at what was going on around me. Literally, I think I brought up before about me having been in a car accident and not thinking that I was going to be able to walk again, according to what the doctors were saying. And I literally remember having this tube in my chest and this tube in my throat, and this they had some kind of contraption on me, and I started laughing, and the doctor was like, "Please stop laughing." It's like you have like too much stuff going on, but I'm laughing, and I guess I'm moving a lot because I can't really laugh with all this stuff. But he's just sitting there going, "Could you stop? Could you stop laughing?" But y'all, if I could tell y'all the truth, I was in tears laughing. I was in so much pain. But I was laughing so hard because I'm listening to them tell me I wasn't gonna walk or I wasn't gonna dance again, and they didn't think I was gonna get out the bed. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I have a whole sign that my son made and put on my door that said overcomer because he got tired of people coming in my room saying how I wasn't going to do things. So every sign that they had on the door, like at risk for fall and all of those different signs of caution, they had on my door. He covered up and he put overcomer. So I'm laughing because every time the door would open, instead of me seeing all the stuff that I couldn't do or the things that was going to happen, that's all I saw was overcomer. I'm like, come on here. So yeah, I'm laughing at y'all. I'm laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at the enemy for trying this. You couldn't take me out any other way, and you saw that nothing else was working. So here we go. You're gonna try to take away the one thing that gives me joy all the time, dancing for the kingdom, and you're gonna try to take that away. And then you're gonna tell me I'm not gonna walk like this is just a done deal. And I'm laughing, and my my surgeon was like, please, like we got to take this tube out. She trying to laugh, and she got this tube, and they had to remove it. And then of course I'm definitely gonna laugh because y'all tried to keep the tube in. I'm laughing, which showed that I really didn't need the tube because I'm breathing. So they're taking the tube out, and after they take the tube out, I'm just looking at him like, oh my god. He said, were you seriously laughing or am I missing it? And I looked at him and I couldn't really talk, but I was just like nodding, like, yeah, that was fun. Let's keep going. Let's get this other tube out my chest. Like, how long before this one? I'm looking at the tube, like, how long before this one goes? Do I have to laugh at this one too? So let's just keep going and get this done. And the next morning they came and took the other tube out, and he was like, I really don't feel like you need these tubes anymore. I think that you're doing good on your own. Great. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving. But after that, I was like trying to talk, and it was just funny to me that people were coming to my room like, is she trying to talk right now? Like, we've asked you not to talk. I get what y'all asked me to do, but until God say, hey, don't do that, I'm gonna use the gifts He gave me. One of them is the gift of gab. Let's go. I want to talk about this. Let's talk about what my next steps are because literally I'm going to take those next steps. While you're telling me I'm not going to walk no more, I got a team of people that just came in this room, sitting here listening to y'all, who are trying to figure out what my next moves are, and they're now getting me out the bed. I'm sitting up now. I'm getting out the bed. They're about to start moving me. And along with a couple of days, I was up walking the hallways with them where they were kind of carrying me through the hallways, not really walking. But it was funny because we were doing the shuffle in the hallway. So that was hilarious in itself. So, of course, now I'm laughing at that too. Because these people are carrying me. It was like my sisters in love came just to make sure I was good. We had a wheelchair behind me. I got Sheila, Cassandra, and Eve, and these nuts are singing "Do the Shuffle" as we walking down the hall. As they're walking down the hallway, literally my feet are not touching the ground, but I don't know that, and we're still just going until they said, "You tired of walking?" And I was like, "Yeah." They sit me in a wheelchair. Y'all, my feet was never on the ground. I was not walking myself, but they didn't let me know that until afterwards. So we laughed our way through this whole thing. I mean, we had nurses laughing, we had people in their room laughing at us because, of course, you walking down the hallway where everybody that had surgery, and all y'all hearing is "Do the Shuffle." How old is that song? It was just really one of those situations. So for me, laughter does a lot, and it is the best medicine. It motivated me to move into my next thing. Brian, I felt it.
Go ahead.
What were you saying, say?
I ain't got nothing. I'm just listening.
What?
I'm just listening.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
keep on listening.
I'm getting fed this morning. This is helping me.
Amen. I love it. I love that it is. Well, we're gonna welcome none other than Prophet Jarrell to the platform. Good morning, Prophet Jarrell. That's if he can say good morning right now. That he don't have a patient looking in his face. Okay. Right. So so we know that he's on the platform, so we will be waiting for him to get ready when he'll be able to speak to us this morning. So does anybody else have anything to add to this before we move on?
Honestly, a lot of do the
Prophet
shuffle.
Jarrell, what is that?
He do the shuffle.
That's the shuffle.
I, I can't. I can't. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh Lord.
Good morning to Marlisha. Good morning to Monique. Good morning to Mamie. As Prophet Jarrell is acting up this morning. We are actually joining you out, joining us right here on f2gradio.net. We are live on the radio, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on Clubhouse. Excited to be back with you this morning. God gave us the title that laughter is the best medicine. So I want to know what it means for my panel. What does it mean that laughter is the best medicine? We've talked about the different ways that we can utilize smiles and laughter, but how is it that laughter is the best medicine when it comes to your spirituality? So I'm gonna start with Michelle.
Okay, say that again. What's the question again?
How can laughter be the best medicine for you when it comes to your spirituality?
Well, I would say, um, joy is our portion. God sanctioned it. He requires us to walk in joy, to walk with joy in our hearts and on our minds, and so that so our lights can shine. So I think on the spiritual point of view, I believe that the joy that we walk in and the smile on our face actually is part of what when God says for us to let our light shine. I believe that a smile and joy and joy in our heart um, helps other people to see our light. Because when we can smile at a situation, when we could be in the midst of oppression or in the midst of something that we're going through in our life, as long as we can keep a smile on our face and joy in our hearts during that time, um, that allows other people to see God's light in us. That they start to question, wow, I wonder how is she still smiling, knowing that she's going through this or going through that, and they begin to question how you still got that smile on your face, and then that would mean that your smile opens up the opportunity for you to minister to someone, for you to tell them about how God is your joy and how you can still be smiling in this situation that you're going through. So, on a spiritual point of view, your smile can open up um, the avenue for you to be able to spread God's word.
Amen. Good morning, Elaine in the audience there. Brian, you got anything to back that up?
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
You got anything to back that up? Michelle was talking about the smile and how important the smile was when it comes to your spirituality.
Oh, absolutely. You smiling regardless of what's taking place. It does show the basically your heavenly Father. It does show Jesus because basically you're saying I'm not gonna be thrown into what I see in the natural. I'm going to pull on my spiritual Father and rejoice because at the end of the day, I choose joy. I choose peace. And if the joy of the Lord is my strength, joy is a choice I'm going to make. I'm going to make the choice. So I do believe that smiling, it does represent like your walk with God, your stance with God. Um, it's important, you know. It's important.
Yeah, it is important. I think that when we laugh at the enemy, also it destroys any attacks that have come on us, as far as even though that they sometimes still happen and we have to endure what's happening. Laughing at back at him puts him in his place. I don't mean, don't care what we're going through, you're still going to receive this laugh at you. You're still going to receive my joy that God gave to me, because that's more powerful than any attack that you're trying to give me. You're still going to receive all 32, 16, 15, two teeth, it don't matter. You still going to receive all of those, because I'm not going to allow for you to take my joy away because of what you're trying to do. I'm not going to sit back and take these hits and be sitting there all sad and hurt. No, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. So I'm going to be strengthened in this time, and I'm going to keep my faith going, and I'm going to put my faith to work. Yes, sir. Come on, you know what? It tickles me every time, y'all. If y'all, because y'all can't see Prophet Jarrell on here with this swim cap. When he ready to talk, he puts his swim cap on. It tickles us every single time. Good morning, Prophet Jarrell. What do you have?
Amen. Grace and prosperity to the room. This is always a good space to be in. You know, let me tell you before I get to the answer. Good to see you, but Apostle Raven came into my room and just tore the room up. Amen. With her wisdom, amen. She just came in there and just said what she had to say, and got off mute. And I think she left the room. She just, so I just want to honor Apostle Raven for being in here. Prophet Raven, thank you so much. And you, Tanel, thank you so much. Kelly, look at Raymond in my eyes. Michelle, Brian, Mamie, I think that's her name. Mamie. Amen. Uh, let me see. Laughter. I'm tired. I've been working all morning. Y'all hear me? I'm tired. But so laughter, it changes the narrative of your situation, right?
Mhm.
You're laughing through something that you didn't even think was funny in the beginning, but because you decided to laugh at it, it changes how you feel about it now. I believe David. Now I believe David did. I believe David. When Goliath came, he was laughing at David of how his stature was.
Mhm.
But I believe David chuckled a little bit because he laughed at the fact that he's getting ready to take down a giant. How? He said, you come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. And so when you have backup, when you have a great God that's in front of you and behind you, the situation will identify in the natural as huge. But when you have a big God that's one in front and behind, will look at the situation, you laugh at it because he called them small. He called them small. He said, these are just light. He called them light. That situation you're in is just light. So he makes you laugh at it.
Mhm.
Because the Lord that is on the inside of us, He calls these things to change. So our perspective is different. It changes our perspective. It heals us.
Yeah.
Laughter heals us when we need it. Laughter delivers us. If you notice the Holy Ghost, different types, different forms of the Holy Ghost is laughter, crying, quiet. These are different types of the form, speaking in tongues. But people laugh.
Yes.
We chuckle. I was laughing so hard beside me. This lady, she was one of those. She was an older white lady mother, just a mother. She was an older lady, and we sat next to each other. And I like sitting beside mothers. Amen.
Amen.
But this lady right here she was so pure. This white lady was so pure in her heart, and I could sense it. The Holy Ghost hit her, and it transferred on me, and I laughed. We was laughing for about an hour with nothing even funny. She laughed and I laughed. When you get to a point where you can't help but to chuckle,
Yes.
ain't nothing funny, and you laughing, and but it's contagious.
Mm.
And so I wanted to say that laugh. I just wanted to say when you have to, it'll make you laugh at situations when it ain't even funny. And this is how we're able to maneuver through our life. You may laugh, you may cry, but laughter will come after the cry. And then sometimes the laughter will come before the cry.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that now. You get ready to laugh. You get ready to smile again. And so remember that the medicine comes with laughter. And if it comes with laughter, you ain't really got to take another kind of medicine. You just got to laugh about the situation and keep going. I'm going on mute.
Come on here. Hello, Miss Mary in the audience. We like to address everybody that's popping on. That was good, Prophet Jarrell. That was real good. I mean, the laughter in itself, and it is funny. Well, It's funny to you at the time that you're doing it laughing, but a lot of times it's not funny. I wasn't laughing when I was in the accident. I wasn't laughing when I had to go through the process. I wasn't laughing before I went into surgery, but when I came out, I laughed because I had already declared that I had the victory. I had already declared that I was going in and I was coming out with a purpose. So, yes, I'm going to laugh at the enemy. You tried it. Everything that they said I couldn't do, I wouldn't walk again. I wouldn't walk properly, and I would never dance again. I am walking properly. I am dancing again. I started dancing Resurrection Sunday 2016 after surgery August of 2015. It took a little bit of work, but I did do the dance. I'm still working on a lot of things and getting my body back in order completely, but I will still minister before the Lord. I'm currently taking classes to be an international dance minister to teach across the nation. And I'm going to finish those classes somehow. But I'm going to keep moving and I'm going to keep laughing my way through this because laughter is good medicine. It's good for your soul. It's good for your intentions. It's good for other people to see that you're laughing through the trauma, through the heartache, through the pain. With everything that we've already gone through, even in our grieving season, I'm still laughing. My team will tell you I've been laughing through this since before my mom passed. Why? Because my mom was a jokester and she thought everything was funny when you didn't think it was funny. So we've been laughing through this and trying to make our way. And it's not laughter all the time, but when it's time for me to get a good laugh in, when I'm crying or I'm feeling like I'm at my lowest moment, I would just break out and start laughing because I know that this is an important time. This is a time for me to be able to laugh. It's a time for me to keep going forward and give joy to everybody else that's around me because I can't sit around a bunch of sad people. You're not going to make it to your next when everybody gloomy. Everybody walk around here looking at each other just you sad, I'm sad too. That saying that misery love company, oh my goodness, miserable people love for you to be miserable with them. I'm not going. I can't be that person. I wasn't designed to be that person. I have Elder Jean is one of our F2G fam. She always talks about it. She's a comedian, so she always talks about me. And whenever we do a show or something, she talks about how I have 64 teeth or 92 teeth. She was like, that girl over there with all 64 of them teeth. And I'm like, why I gotta be 64 though? Why I gotta be 92? She was like, because you always smiling. Well, thank you. Now it's for me, I understand it. Because I'm gonna make sure that you see me smiling when you come through the door. You can make me mad, and you're not gonna be able to tell you made me mad. I'm not gonna give you that. I am gonna smile in your face and just have a pure joy because that's just who I am. I'm going to move forward in everything that I need to do with a smile because God is allowing me to. So why not? Good morning, Miss Kosha. I want to make sure that I address her really quick. And then also addressing Mr. Russell down there. Good morning. So welcome to Morning Social. Good morning, Rochelle. We are F2G Network. That's Faithful God Network. We are a radio station, entertainment company, and apparel. And we love, love, love. Oh, hey, Ian, I see the wave. We love, love, love to have people come on our platform. So we have an open platform. You can come up and speak. And we are happy to have you literally on with us. So you don't need to leave the room. I always send out the invitation to come up and speak. If you don't want to come up, that is fine. You can sit and listen or you can jump into the chat. We have conversation going in the chat and our moderators do check out the chat. So if you want us to speak on your behalf or you have something you want to say, we will definitely do that. But we like to open up our platform so that it's open forum for talk, okay? We are here every morning at 7:45 for morning social, and we just started. Prophet Jarrell, you missed evening social yesterday. You were probably busy.
It was good too.
It was pretty interesting. So we just started doing evening social, and it looks like it's going to be around 1 or 1:30. We're still trying to work that out, but just to see what it was, and it's a different field than what morning social is. But we played some games yesterday and had some conversation, and it was pretty good. Um, this morning we are talking about how laughter is the best medicine, and talking about how it helps you spiritually. If you are coming into a new church, laughter can be your best thing. I had a bad experience coming into a new church. I don't know about anybody else. Well, I'm gonna pick on Raven. I don't know why. I just want to pick on Raven. Raven, coming
I don't know
into
why either this morning. In Jesus' name. First is Apostle Jarrell keep calling me Apostle Raven. Now it's Neil keep asking me questions. In Jesus' name, what's up? What's up?
you on the panel. You know when you up here, you open. So I want to talk about coming into a new space, coming into like a new church or even into a new ministry. Has there ever been a time where you felt like you had to walk in because the room was so thick or the atmosphere was filled with so much I don't want to call it detriment, so much frustration and irritation and all of those things that can make somebody sad or feel like it's drawn to a place of sadness where you just had to laugh or you had to come in and make a joyful noise or make some kind of ministry or situation be a joyful thing to draw people into that joy. Have you ever had to do that?
No, because if a place is like that, that ain't a church. That's a burial ground. So I gotta leave.
It says you gotta leave. Really, Raven? Perfect Jarrell?
Listen, I don't hang out at funeral homes. So if your church reminds me of a funeral home, I gotta go. The Bible also says when you're not welcome, dust it off your feet and keep it moving. So I'm gonna keep it moving.
Oh my gosh. Prophet Jarrell, are you available? Get Raven. Like, Raven. Prophet Jarrell, like I'm not touching that. Listen, Michelle, how about you? Raven said she got to go.
Um, well, to be honest with you, um, I don't really ever recall being in a situation where I walk into a room. Well, I guess I should say knowingly what the situation is. You don't really know until you walk in, and then you get this feeling of, oh Lord, what did I just walk into? So basically, I think that if I was ever in that situation, I can't recall it right now. I'm sure I might have been, but I think that if I was ever in a situation where I walked into a situation or into a sticky room unexpectedly, not knowing, and then you look up and get quiet, everybody looking at you, and they got a look on your face. What do you do? What works, y'all? That smile.
Yes.
You just turn around and you look at everybody, you greet them, and you smile. And I believe that that smile will begin to turn that thing around.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I have to say.
What about you, Kelly? That's good, Miss Michelle. I love that. Kelly Williams.
Have I walked into a place or a church where it was some specialness going on?
Yeah, or even it doesn't have to be that. It can be work.
Oh, I've walked into all of the above.
Wow.
I have. I try not to. Okay, so we all have discernment of what's what you need to like really pay attention to, and or just hurry up and get out of. So I've walked into a church here in Chicago that was like that, and I'm gonna say that because I think they closed down now. Where it was, interesting, and understandably, yes, a smile is always a good thing. Of trying to come in and shift the spirit that may be in there, or that you feel might be trying to come in. But when your smile is accompanied, well, not accompanied, but is greeted by whatever that spirit is, and you like, got it. I need to exit stage left, and I become like Raven. I need to go.
Amen.
And that's what I did. I tried. I attended with somebody that you and I both know very well. And it was like, because it was one of those situations where the pastor would put hands on you, and then if you didn't do the whole fallout, it was just like you trying to break your neck. You know, this ain't right. Something wrong with that. And then I walked into business meetings, both corporate when I worked in corporate, and as a publicist, as a manager, and was like, you literally look like you're sitting at the table, and on the other side of the table, this person should have horns coming out their head. Like, it can be really interesting situations, and you just, you know what, this isn't a good fit. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna excuse myself from this meeting or this position or this place. So yeah, you smile, smiling is good because it's a protection for you, and then you quickly exit.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice going into a couple of meetings that I had, that when you come in with a smile and your smile doesn't change, like they can't see that they're adjusting the way you felt when you walked through the door, that meeting goes a lot differently for you. Because if you're inside of like even a corporate meeting, or people are trying to talk negatively against you or whatever it may be, if you're smiling, some people can't, because they can't understand what's happening around you. Um they don't know whether or not you're actually, you know, feeling like they're right or wrong because of your smile. Sometimes it can adjust out for you, and it can adjust to the place of they actually have to change the agenda, because you're trying to talk to me or talk down to me, but if you can't bring me down to where you need me to be for you to go to your next thing, because you have it lined up where it's going to be okay, bring her down to this or bring him down to this, and then I'm going to say this, and then it's going to go, and then this is going to go, and it keeps dropping down because they're breaking your spirit, or because they feel like they're putting stuff on you that may not have been yours in the first place, right? So they can't get you down there. You're smiling the whole time. It's like, okay, we can't seem to see where this is going. Well, no, I'm not gonna let you see where it's going, because I'm quick for it. I told somebody from my panel that was on with us and was like, hey y'all, pray for me. I got a meeting. And I'm like, you got a meeting with the company you work for? Yeah. Okay, first things first, you don't say anything first. Go into that meeting with your notes, with your proof or whatever, and don't speak first. Let them speak first so that you can prepare your response. Don't open yourself up to be the first one to say something. If they're calling you in the meeting and it's not a meeting that you called that you need to take control of right then and there, let them talk so you can understand what is happening around you, and then go from there.
Yeah, I've actually gone into a meeting, doing something like that with others, and I hate to put it like this, but it got violent real quick, like because of everybody not shifting, well, none of us shifting our energy of, we're not about to do this. Like, it's not even what it's set up for. And it got violent between, well, attempted to get violent between one of the people and one of our people. And it was like, not that one of ours was gonna get violent, like, because he kind of kept looking like, you are really angry, and I'm not changing my energy, and it ticked them off. Like, it got bad. It got bad. We just had to be like, you know what, this is over.
Right.
We gotta.
Well, I want to make sure that we acknowledge what's going on in the chat. Miss Kosha put in the chat, shoulders up, smile, and speak. It breaks the ice majority of the time. Confidence is key. And Amber said, yes, it is. Listen, it is. It is. I want to give a shout out real quick to Mr. Wanda as well in the audience. Hey, Mr. Wanda. Um, that smiling doesn't always mean that you are, passive. It doesn't always mean that you are hurting. It doesn't always mean that you are going through um letting them have their way. Sometimes it just means that I need to smile so that I can remember that I have that confidence, that I have God's confidence in me, that I'm thinking about myself the way I know that God is looking at me like, I built you. You're made in my image. You're strong enough to do this. Walk in there with that authority. And sometimes that smile is that authority. For me, my smile is my authority. I walk into a room and it could be the saddest room around. I've been in some really bad situations where I can actually see what's going on around me and see um, the spiritual attacks that's happening on people in a room. But when I get in there, I'm smiling. Good morning. Hello. How are you? You're amazing. You're beautiful. How are you? I'm saying something that's going to make sure that I plant a seed in that atmosphere. Good morning, Miss Shamika. That I'm planting a seed literally in that atmosphere. That we're talking about what's the next thing to do. We're always going to be able to adjust an atmosphere with a smile. And sometimes it's a little bit more work, but I'm gonna smile even harder. Hey, how you doing? In my smile, listen, I will talk with a smile. Some of my team has seen me smile when I'm at I be mad. Let me tell y'all, PO'd. I mean, right off. Just trying to, just be sure, woo, I want to snaps. But then I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to smile through this. And the funny thing is, I've learned how to smile through my teeth and just keep talking like this and just, yep, yeah, uh huh, sure, yeah, no problem. Big smile. Yeah, but what we're going to do today is I can correct people in love and be angry. I can correct people and make them think that I'm correcting them in love because I be wanting to get them, but I'm just like, nope. If I look the way I'm feeling off of what you just said or did, this is going to shift this whole room. So I'm gonna put this smile on my face, and I'm gonna tell you what we're not gonna do through this smile. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna focus here. We're gonna straighten this up. We're gonna take this person there. We're gonna adjust this out, and we're gonna let God have His way. Because I need to make sure that whatever assignment God gave me to present here is done before I leave. But I'm not going to fight with you to do it. So at some point, that smile has to come through. And when people are attacking you in ministries, when you're on ministries, when you're on ministries, I've always said this, and y'all, I promise you, no matter how I say it, I've had people laugh at me for saying this. You should not have to fight to be part of a ministry. Like it shouldn't be an argument just to be a part of a ministry. I've had people actually laugh at me. What do you mean? That's just life. Are you serious? If we're all part of the body of Christ, why do I have to fight with you if I was placed as a lead over something because you wanted that position? When they ask why didn't you step up? That's me. I'm quick for a hey, didn't they ask first? Hey, you didn't step up, so then I was put in the position. Why am I fighting with you now? If you really wanted that, why didn't you say something? Because at this point, I now have an assignment and I'm going to complete my assignment, but I'm not going to fight with you to complete my assignment. That's not what God told me to do. God told me to do the assignments, not fight with you. You're not the assignment, you're the hindrance now. So now I have to break down to you of where I stand at, where you stand at, how we going to get to God's end of this and not my own because it's not about me, it's about Him. So if he tells me that this is what I need to do and you're now causing an issue, then I have to address you because I can't get to my assignment or get it done because you're causing these issues. I'm going to adjust around with a smile on my face and then I'm going to laugh. At the end, tell you I love you and I mean it. I do love you. I don't have to love you in your face all the time. I can love you from a distance, but I love you and then I'm going to move on. But that's the way I feel about it. Now, if anybody disagrees with me, go ahead and open forum. You can. And nobody says anything. This is why I love these people because this is just honest and true. This is how we are. Hey, Raven.
At this point, I feel like we just picking on me. What's
I
going
said
on?
it though. Thank you, Mr. Wanda. Mr. Wanda said I agree. Yes. You just shouldn't have to fight people. So how do you feel about that? Having to fight with people. Sometimes laughter is like the best way to go. You have to laugh about it or you have to smile about it.
This is the wrong question for me.
No, it's not.
But you sure?
Yep.
Because I believe in the fivefold
You
ministry.
knew she was gonna go
Taking
there, right?
5 fingers, hold them up and lay hands.
Um, I think it's the wrong question for me. Listen, first,
She can't even get through without laughing.
see, even my laughter is kind of sinister. Because my laughter is like, you don't understand what I'm thinking in my head, what I'm doing. No, real
Oh my
talk though.
God.
My face talks, and so my face has whole conversations. Yeah, it has whole conversations. So I rarely ever have to come with conflict because my face is already telling them. Um, in the book of Romans, thou shouldn't try me, try thy Jesus. Um, so I can't. I can't. I'm serious. Okay. Even like Sunday, we was at church and something happened. I forgot what happened. And apparently my face started talking and preceded me. And it was just some foolishness going on Sunday at church. And the lady looked back, saw my face, and she was like, yep, not today. I said, no, she figured it out. Out just by looking at me. So I don't really have to smile to get my point across. And by the time I'm laughing, that's not a good thing for me. So, in Jesus' name, it's going to be
Amen.
question.
Yes. Well, I want to welcome up to our platform because y'all know we have an open platform. So if you ever want to join, you can raise your hand. Or if I send you an invitation, the invitation sits for a while so you're able to come up. And we are joined by Miss Mary. Is it, I want to say it right, is it Calician?
No, it's Chameleon.
Chameleon. Thank you. And welcome to the platform. How are you?
Thank you. I was just browsing through, and I guess the need for laughter is definitely something that is drawing. So that's probably what led me into this room. But I was just browsing through this morning, and I totally agree with the idea that we all need that kind of medicine, especially in these days.
Awesome. Yes, we do. It's very important to have that type of laughter available to you. And I'm glad that you joined us even to let us know. But smiling and laughter is one of the ways that we can get to having that joy in our lives. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen, guys, this is literally what we do every morning at 7:45 a.m. We come on and we have conversations about whatever topics God drops into my spirit to talk about. And sometimes when I don't have a topic, I'll ask the platform, like, what is it that we need to speak about? Because maybe somebody else got something that day, or maybe there's something on somebody's heart that they need to relinquish. And so we are a team of people that have come together to make sure that whatever we're doing, we do it as unto God, and we're doing it for his glory and his glory alone. He gets the glory out of our lives. So we're always here to make sure that we have something to say and something to do that's pertaining to him. Hey Raven, I see that hand up there. What does that mean?
I got a quick question. So we're on the topic about bringing light into the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all saw the video yesterday of the substitute teacher fighting a kid,
No.
right? You didn't.
No.
Wow.
What was
Yeah,
that?
it's all over the news and Facebook. It's
Oh, I
crazy.
wasn't online. Go ahead.
Um, apparently, this teacher took away the phone, and this kid ran up to get her phone back and ended up swinging on the teacher. And the teacher laid hands in Jesus' name. And I actually thought, and I heard a lot of people saying, like, um, you should have just been the adult and just let it go and use her this and her authority and this. And I just feel like, yeah, the laughter and the love of God and your restraint is so amazing, but at what point do you say skip it? Because this is crazy. I don't know. It's been grieving me all day because it's like, it's people now taking the kindness or your personality, you know what I'm saying, for granted,
Yeah.
and pushing buttons, and they feel like you should remain professional and I can act retarded. I don't know. I don't. If y'all would have saw the video, I would understand what I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it grieved me. I don't know. It's still grieving me. Because I'm like, where does the line draw of me staying professional and smiling and being okay, and me just saying skip it. Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's go for broke.
Well, before I even address that, Tawanda put that hand up. Good morning, Tawanda.
Good morning, ladies. I saw that video this morning. A friend of mine, actually, maybe 30 minutes ago, and I did go through some of the comments on it. And it was I know my friend was one of these ones. I'm like, that child was disrespectful. I have a 13-year-old, and let me tell her, I love her to death. She could be the sweetest person, but she has a mouth that make you want to just hit her in it sometimes. And that's just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've all experienced that. I have to constantly tell my daughter when going to school, like, you have to remain respectful. And so I do teach her different ways on how to be able to voice her opinion or her statement or whatever's bothering her without being disrespectful. That child was not taught respect in that moment. And a lot of people was really upset with the teacher. I have moments. I'm human, first of all, and I have to tell my kids and people, like, I don't care what position you see me in. I'm human. That was that girl, that young. It's hard to see that it happened. I wish that teacher had a belt and just pulled that belt off and just whooped her behind. It would have said a little bit different, and we wouldn't have saw all that we saw in that matter. But a lot of people was on this fence of, oh, the teacher's wrong, she should stay in her position. But what was her position in that moment when she was being attacked? She wasn't only being attacked verbally, she actually was attacked physically. We have responses, we respond to things, and sometimes in that moment, we ain't trying to put on our Jesus hats. It's not saying that we shouldn't, but sometimes in that moment when we're being attacked, I don't care what level of spirituality we is, what level of profession we is, we are human. We're human. And so it was. I saw that it was very touching because as teachers, they're human. They have a role. Yeah, they're there to teach our children, but they're not there to be abused by our children. Not no one in that profession, and I have to also, even when it comes down to my daughter, if it's a moment where I'm not, I don't hold her in her own. Now I wouldn't want to see that situation, but mine, no, because it'd probably be two fights if I saw what that child did, if my child would have done it, because it was blatantly disrespectful. I don't think it was the intentions of that teacher to just want to, it was a response, what I'm saying. It got a little testy, and you can't tell that person in that moment where you should have contained yourself, or you should have, it's not, you can't put all that pressure on that teacher. I understand that's an adult, and we're taught, just like we teach kids to have self-control or what have you, but when you put in certain situations, sometimes things happen, and I don't think it should, weigh in to where she's the worst person in the world because of how that thing transpired. Because technically, when looking at it, she was technically pushed in a corner. She had no way to get out of that situation once that young girl came and started attacking her.
Oh wow.
She was actually in a corner. So what do you do when you're pushed in that corner? You know what I'm saying? We probably gonna fight. If she would have stood there, I don't think, we don't know, but that young girl wouldn't have just stopped because she wanted that phone, and that teacher was not going to give her. You see, so it's that line that a lot of people look at it different. I'm not saying that, oh, let's respond in that manner. We want to take that example, and we want to just kind of be mindful when we ran into those situations. But at the end of the day, I just don't see that teacher should be able to take 100% responsibility as if she was a total, like she was an adult. But children, we underestimate children. We can't put ourselves in a position to keep underestimating children because they are just they're little people that's growing into adults. We're just, once we put ages on things and we put them in different categories, but they know at that age, that young girl knew better. She tried it. Not saying it was right on the teacher to have, but I mean, she would have, if I was in that situation, I can't necessarily say that I wouldn't have handled that in that manner because she was pushed in the corner.
Okay, so I just got through looking it up, trying to figure out what video it is. Y'all did. I don't know if y'all know. It's a couple of videos that's been put up over the past couple of days of students attacking teachers. So I'm looking at. I think it's the one you're talking about. Is about the cell phone, and it looks like the teacher is standing at the desk.
Yeah, she's standing at the desk, the little girl with a blue jacket on.
Right, and she's trying to take the phone away from the teacher. Is that what that is?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was watching it just because I don't like to make comments on stuff like this if I haven't seen it, like to know what's going on. And we'll never know what actually happened in the beginning of this, but it does look like the teacher was defending herself as far as the child trying to take the phone. It's like bag up because you're supposed to keep, if I'm not mistaken now, it's 2 feet in between yourself and a student. Where she was standing, she couldn't have done that. I worked for CPS, Chicago Public Schools, before, and you can't step up on a child, but children will step up on you because they know that you can't step up on them. So when they step in your space, you're supposed to deflect. And it looks like she was trying to deflect. That's what I was looking for, to see if she even tried to put her arm up, because that's what they tell you. You can put your arm up to deflect yourself, to stop you from doing this, to stop them from doing that. You can put your arm up, but you can't swing at them or push them back, but you can put your arm up. And it looks to me like she tried to deflect and the little girl swung at her. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch it a couple more times because I want to make sure I'm getting a full understanding. But let me tell you something. Me working in the school, I was a parent worker in the office. I never had an issue when I was in the office, but when I became part of security, that was a whole different thing. I had students who used to run up on me and try to throw things in my face. Students that used to try to jump up in my. I was that security guard, and I have no problem with telling people I would grab your child and put them up against a wall real quick. You got 2.25 seconds to calm down before I get angry. I need you to stop. Then I'm calling for somebody, call their parent. Let me talk to their parent. I was quick for a parent discussion. Let's talk about this because your child has a habit of putting their hands on people or doing stuff to harm people in this situation. And that's one of those things that, we say laughter is the best medicine. That's one of those situations. Laughing at them kids ain't gonna work. Until you when you start laughing, when them kids they think that it's time to really go at you. That is you laugh afterwards. Don't laugh now. When you in their face, they need to see a full on adult face telling them to stop. And I've had to hold them and stop them from doing it. They tell you you're not supposed to hold a child down. I'd have to hold you down, but I'm not going to allow you to just be swinging at me. That's not
Mm-hmm.
something, because what you do is you open the door for the other students to think that that's okay too. No, I didn't do it with my children at home. I don't do it with my god kids, and I got 12 of those. I don't know. I don't do it. I'm not doing it with another adult. I'm definitely not going to do it in a school position where children walk up and just think it's okay, because I don't know about anybody else's school district, but Chicago public schools can get dangerous, real dangerous. Because there's, even though you have detectors coming into some of these schools, you don't know what they carrying. You don't know what made it past the detectors. You don't know what they got in your hand. You literally are watching the child, their hands, their pockets. You trying to make sure that they not pulling nothing out on you. We've had situations where kids have mixed chemicals together and put them in little spray bottles and stuck them in their pockets because they know they can get through the detector like that, and sprayed it on teachers, on security, and it's almost like acidic. You know, it's stuff that you never know what's going to happen, so you have to defend yourself. So in this case, I want to watch it more just to get an understanding of all of what happened. But from what I can see, she tried to deflect, and if she could have deflected that young lady as she walked away, that would have been the end of it. But I'm definitely not going to let you put your hands on me. You put your hands on me, she'd have been on the ground just like that.
Yeah, and if you see as well, like she's at the wall. She has
Yeah.
no. She wasn't even like in a good space to even move. So it's like, as humans, and it's like when you really think about just individuals, you know what I'm saying, as humans, when you, that was a moment of her being backed up against in a corner, and I, like I say, even, I constantly, even with my own child, have to tell her, or remind her that I don't see her doing that. But we had a moment where she called me from school one day because her phone was taken, and she already know the rules though. She already know that, and I tell her, because there's moments that she may need to reach out to me. There's moments some may be bothering her. She's like, Mom, just I don't like this, and I could try to calm her down or whatever, or talk her through so she can get through her day. So I need her to have her phone on her, but not when she's not supposed to, or not when it's being a distraction. And if you're gonna have it and it's an emergency where you have to reach me, that's something different. But you hide it or whatever the case may be, or ask to be excused. But she know what she's not supposed to do, and she called me like, well, she's mad because her phone got taken, and why I want my phone back? I said, well, baby, you're not gonna get your phone back until they give it back, because you shouldn't have had it out in that moment, or where it was seen. 2 days later, she got the phone taken again. Well, she had to pay for the phone. They took it to the office. She had to pay to get it back. I ain't too much like that, but she had to pay for it herself. But that was one of those moments, and she was upset about it. But it's one of those teachable moments for her. And I want to show her the video because I just saw it this morning. I want to show her the video this morning, because of how, when you're not in position and doing what you're supposed to do, how things can escalate because she was wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can't, a lot of times, even as parents, I, try to be mindful because we want that for our children. I want to be that protector. But, if that was my child, I wouldn't have wanted to see that happen. But that child was definitely in the wrong at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And whether it's a child or adult, they have to be accountable for those actions. It can't be all on that other person because it's an adult, that child. Because if it was mine, God honest truth, it's like, no, we gonna have to deal with some stuff because that was disrespectful. That was a authority figure. When she took that phone, that child should have sat down and been done with it.
Right.
I've heard mine. Well, gee, they ain't do it to this one, and they didn't do that. But well, if this one go jump off the bridge, we didn't heard it before. You gonna jump with them?
Exactly. This is the only
The
thing about that,
expectations
though.
for you.
Right, but
And I
this
tell
is
my
the
daughter that
thing.
the expectations for you and what people see in you is different. So you're gonna get pushed. So don't judge yourself by what you see somebody else got away with, because see, you know better.
Right, but this is the thing I'm looking at now. I'm looking at the video again, and I looked at it from a different angle because I needed to see what happened before the other video. Okay, so looking at where she stepped up to the teacher at and was reaching around her, because it doesn't look like we're ever going to get a video of what happened before then, or what got to the place where the young lady was ended up at the teacher's desk. The teacher actually, if you look at it, she was in the wrong. The child was wrong. Don't get me wrong. The child was wrong, completely wrong. Shouldn't have never been at the desk. But what's going to be bad for this teacher is she rose up the office phone. Looks like she has a phone on her desk. It was literally a landline. She rose the handle of the phone up at the little girl. That's going to get her in trouble because it looks like she tried to threaten her beforehand. So if you go back and watch the video again, you'll see where she throws her hand up in the air and she kind of does this little jump thing. They are definitely going to call her out on that. So even though the young lady was wrong, and she definitely was, because she should have, when she turned over that phone or she took the phone from her, she shouldn't have even tried to attempt to get the phone back. It should have been sit down, go to the office if you got an issue, let them know that there's an issue, or call your parent and have your parent come up there and take care of the issue. But right when she got to that desk, I'm looking at, like, I've slowed this down to be able to see exactly that I'm not wrong with this. She literally takes her hand with the phone, like she was, I don't know if she was trying to call the child's mother or call the office, but right when she's about to do it, she lifts up, the young lady walks around to the back of her, like she's gonna go around there to get the phone, and the teacher throws her hands up with the receiver of the phone in her hand, like she's about to hit her with it.
Yeah, and that's after though she's trying to take it. And I'm we can go all that before, but I see
Yeah,
what you're saying. I see that part,
yeah,
but it's still that moment of reflect, reflex, because she's actually picking up the phone to call for help. That's
right.
why she
That's why I
grabbed
said
that
there has to
phone.
be another part to this video. I need to see the other part, but they're gonna try to use that because that's the thing. It's depends on what's happening. in the classroom, and they'll always say, oh yeah, the child was wrong for, combating against her, but they're going to always try to hold this against like the educator. What did you do? How did you respond to that? Why didn't you just walk away? Why didn't you have the child removed? Why didn't you call for security? Well, I had the phone in my hand and I was calling for security. I've been in those meetings a couple of times, just sitting in there, even as a parent worker. And it doesn't always go right for our educators, especially when they're trying to deflect. They try to ask every question that's going to catch you up in something that that you did the best that you can about. And it's not fair to them. I mean, how long do you want them to stand in these classrooms where children are attacking them? We don't know how many times her and this child got into it, and they still have this child in her classroom. Or how many times did she then have to deal with somebody trying to run up on her? We had a teacher get attacked by two students, literally sent to the hospital. And all she was doing was walking down the hallway, but because they were upset about some kind of restriction or disciplinary that she did a week before, they put her in the hospital. And it's like there is no structure. There's no structure, and it still starts at home. I'm like, no matter what we say, it starts at home. I didn't care if it was my nieces did something at the school that I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I understand y'all was defending yourselves, but this involved an adult. Like, I get it, but now we got to deal with this part of y'all dealing with an adult, and this could have been handled differently. And I'm not one to take sides on, oh, this is the adult over kid. If the kid is wrong, the kid is wrong. If the adult is wrong, the adult is wrong. But you got to know your part in it. And I always say, what part did you play in the adjustment? Literally, she's stuck in this corner. Like, I don't even understand why her desk is like that. That's my thing. It's like that's almost like a setup. Is that protocol? Like, is that the new way that the classrooms are set up?
A lot of the classrooms are set up like that. It's supposed to be a way to keep the distance between you and a student, an additional barrier. But it is a setup because if something happened and they shove their desk back,
You stuck.
now you're stuck.
Hmm. Okay, because that's for CPS. That's not the way it's set up in the class. I've never seen anything where you set sideways like that, because that's like we've always had it where our desks were in the front. Even when I was doing teacher assistants for the daycare, your desk is sitting in the front of the classroom where you have an out on either side. You can come from behind the desk. So if somebody comes at you, you can come out the other way. Or if something happens in the classroom and you need to get to a situation quick, that setup right there blocks you, because if all the kids stand up and there's a fight in the middle of the room, how's she supposed to get to it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like that just looks really bad. Like even the setup in that classroom just looks really bad for you to be able to be in there by yourself with, it looks like, what, 15 students, if I'm counting her desk right, at least 15 to 25 students. That's just a lot. But you know what,
That,
Mr. Wonder, I'm glad you brought that to the forefront, because like I said, we laughter is the best medicine, but sometimes this is not funny. This is one of those situations that's not funny. But I promise you, I can almost guarantee you that that child is not gonna swing at her again.
well, wait, I don't know. And I say that because the little girl put a post on Facebook the very next day and was like, y'all watch this big man woman put her hands on me and manhandle me. None of y'all help. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get my next. I catch y'all in the field, not fight anybody again. So
No,
she said it.
that's some I'm finna get gang up to run up stuff.
Yeah,
Right, that's some
yeah.
gang, but she definitely won't ever step to her like that again. Not by herself. That's why now it's gonna be a whole different thing, because that right there is yeah. This right here, hunty. Let me tell you, Mr. Wonder, you done brought up something now, and I'm laughing
Oh, I
because
can
I
see
know me,
your face right now.
huh?
I can tell them your face right now. Your whole face is shifted and your fingers is they be
Tapping
hitting.
this. The reason why I say that is because this is not a
And
funny
she's smiling.
situation.
That's concerning.
Very. This is not a funny situation in itself. I'm laughing because I need to adjust myself knowing that we are still live on here and have to talk. But because stuff like this right here, that's disturbing in itself that this child thought that that was okay. And then to put it on Facebook or social media that you finna come back as somebody, you swung at a teacher and you said y'all watched her manhandle me, but you swung at her like she was one of your friends or somebody on the street that you met that was your age. Like you hit a teacher. And what it is that they're so used to, if I hit you, you can't hit me back because you're a teacher. That no, that's not. That I've been in education for a long time. That's not something you ever gonna just get away with me. Yes, ma'am, Mr. Wanda.
Yeah, I agree with that. My daughter actually one day because she was she was in trouble and she apologized for it, but she was like I was like, okay, let me go grab that belt because see what you finna get is what you need. She was kind of being a little smart at the mouth, and she was like, "Well, don't the law say you can't hit me?" I said, "Hold on,
Girl,
let me do you and me both a
girl.
favor." I picked up my phone. She said, "What you finna do?" I said, "I'm finna go ahead and call DHR because I guarantee you not one of them gonna tell me that I'm not gonna discipline you in this moment." She looked at me and thought I was crazy. She said, "So you finna?" I said, "I will call them on myself before I allow you to sit here and think you're gonna be disrespectful. So whoever told you that I can't discipline you, because that's not whipping is not that's not a thing like the practice that we use or whatever. But when I done
Mm-hmm.
took everything from you, when you on restriction and you still acting like you don't know no better, we gonna go to the next level,
This
in that
listen.
moment." But I tell her like, no, don't never think that you exempt because when you put yourself in a position to where you gonna have to get it. I said, now we have our little prayer moments, and I'm that motivational, hey, let's have an amazing day on purpose, but don't try me. And at the end of the day, because what we're not gonna do, I'm not gonna fight with you. That's what we not now. We not had that moment, but I just need her to know and understand. Don't think because I look a little older that I won't rock with you because
Baby,
it's gonna either be me or you. So your best bet is gonna either calm it down and go on and get what you got to get coming to you. I can go because I don't have no problem. I call them on myself before I let you do it because I'm gonna stand on what I'm doing in this moment. Now, if they want these responsibilities, they can have them. But while you in, as far as me in my house, we will respect the rules.
listen. I could tell you that I had that one situation where I had to tell the police officer when he was talking to me about my son, and I said, okay, so either you gonna let me handle this, and it wasn't like a big deal, but he got into a situation that wasn't even his to get into, and I don't know how he did that, but somehow he was out there with him with the police, and I told them, I said, you either want me to deal with this my way or y'all want to deal with this. If you let me deal with him, you will never have to see him inside of a jail cell. That's the problem now that y'all want to stop us from disciplining our children, but then you want to turn around and be it's the parents' fault when they get locked up. No, I'm gonna be real honest, young black boy in Chicago. We not doing that. They get enough flack in the streets. Let me handle mine and you won't never see him inside your jail cell. My son has never seen the inside of a jail cell ever because I got hold of him when he was younger. We not playing that, and I've already explained to him how they go, and he know the rules even now at 25. If you ever go to jail for something you did, don't look for me to show up. I'm not coming. But if you ever go to jail for something you didn't do, and I see you did, and I'm gonna go to bat for you 110%. But if you did it, don't look for me. I'm not coming. My son understood. My mama is not gonna come up there to take care of me. Ain't putting no monies on my books. Ain't doing this. No, you are on your own. He has never been to jail because he understands that's not something you want to be doing. And what is it that you doing that got you out there for what purpose? You don't have a reason to be doing anything like that. Keep your hands to yourself. Let's not be swinging at people. If you're not being attacked, ain't no need for you to be swinging. And if you hit an adult, your mama coming at you full force. What are you swinging at adults for? I just don't get that part. I guess because that's the way I was growing up, but I grew up in an abusive household. So you not finna. I was too scared to do anything anyway. We not. I'm gonna get beat on just because I'm walking in the door at home. I don't need to add nothing to the punishment. What am I doing here? Let me just stay back and just go home and stay in my little zone and keep it to myself. Now I did get into one altercation in high school with a teacher, but I to this day I still say I would that would have never happened had she not had an issue with my older sister. That would have never happened. I wasn't one to be just like violently fighting or ready to jump up. I was really compliant going to school. But she raised a yardstick up at me and told me I was gonna be a HOE just like my sister, just randomly. And I was like, wait a minute. It's because you called my name and I answered and you figured out that was my sister. Now we talking. I hadn't done anything. So when she came to swing at me with this yardstick, I took it and hit her with it. And then I dropped the yardstick and walked myself right down to the office and told on myself. Let me tell y'all what happened. Now I've been at this school for 3 years. So they all knew me. I was on all these different teams. They all knew how active I was. I was a part of the peer leadership group, all of that. I never got in trouble for something like attacking a teacher. So I had teachers coming to bat for me. Like, we know that's not something that she would do. I came to tell on myself because she's about to hit me with a yardstick for no reason. And my whole class stood up for me. So when they got through investigating everything and found out this teacher actually was picking at me because she didn't like my sister, that was something different. And I mean, I never went back to apologize for it. I still got in trouble when I got home, but it was just the point of we got to know our spaces when we're in that. So I've never been one for just attacking adults or fighting adults, but you definitely aren't going to harm me. I'm not going to let you just be putting harm to me for no reason. That's not what's going to happen. If we got to get into a fight for that and I got to get it when I get there from there, then we going to handle that. But for right now, no. I'm just I'm just not for it. I don't condone it at all. And to this day, every time I think about that, I'm like, was there ever a way I could have handled that differently? Not without getting hit first. There was no way for me to get out that room without getting hit first. And I was like, and that's something I'm just not gonna have. Miss Michelle, what you got for us?
Well, this has been a really interesting conversation. And when I think back of, because all my kids are grown now, but when I think back of when they were younger, um, parenting doesn't come with a book. So we learn as we go. And one thing that I learned is, so it was a situation, well, first of all, we have to listen to our kids. Like when they come home from school on a daily basis, ask questions. How was your day? What happened in class or this and that? And, a lot of times they may not be venting, but they're just answering your questions so you can find out, okay, you're getting a feel of their classroom atmosphere, how their teacher is, how their teacher interacts with them, right? So probably about mid school year, you pretty much got a feel for each one of your kids' teachers just from listening, just from asking questions, right? And so I don't even remember what happened, but there was a situation where one of my sons did something in class, right? And whatever it was, yes, they was out of order for it, right? And so I jumped on my child before I went up to the school to talk to the teacher to find out to do my research to find out what really happened. And after I went up there, I heard the teacher side of it. I spoke with some of my kids' friends that was in the classroom. What I discovered was, and just knowing how that teacher was, just from asking questions throughout that school year, I found out that I learned that I will never, ever, as long as my kids are in the school system, will I ever jump on them or punish them or ridicule them until I go up to that school and do the research and find out that this beating that they about to get is warranted. Because I found that, and even when I looked back at me being in school and my teachers, let's face it, every teacher ain't gonna love your kid. Just like this, just like we as human beings, we walk around. some people gonna like us and some people ain't. You know, we wonder like, what did I do to this person? They hate my guts. That's the same way with teachers. Every teacher is not gonna like your kid. And but one thing I didn't do is I didn't give my children the feeling like, oh yeah, I got my back. She's about to go up here and go off on it. No, I never really gave them that impression. But this is what I had made up in my mind. Me and my husband verbally discussed it, and we decided that we're not going to take any action until we go up there and find out what's going on because I really felt bad that I punished my child. And when it was all said and done, as quiet as it kept, I wanted to go up there and beat the teacher up. Okay, so I just suggest that you guys that have young children do your research first. Do find out what's going on, and then if your child's punishment is warranted, then you do what you have to do as a parent. But just do your research first.
Yes, ma'am. That listen, I've been there as well of going to defend or trying to defend the teacher because when growing up we were taught just like I grew up with, if you get in trouble at school, you had to have done something. Like the teachers are not gonna lie on you. The teachers are what's the point of the teachers lying on you? I I did not realize until I had that situation with that one teacher that teachers actually do lie on you. Like I had never had that situation before. That they actually come for you sometimes. I just didn't think adults did that as a child. But it made me really aware of what was going on with other people. So when I became part of the education system, even being at like daycares or dealing with children that were in foster care, I started paying attention to a lot of the adults that were around the children because I had had my experience. Now I get to see firsthand. So now I know how to talk to them. So I have a couple of students that actually went to church with me who were foster children. And they would come to me and talk to me because they knew that I was going to listen to them. They knew that I was going to hear their side. They knew that I was going to hear the other person's side and try to figure out what it was that was going on. And they would just ask, was I wrong? Was I wrong? Was I wrong? Well, I don't know yet. I don't know if you were wrong. I got to find out what happened on the other side of this because you're saying your part, but then I need to know what happened over here. And I'm not in your school. I can't tell you if you're wrong or not. I can only tell you from what I'm hearing you say. Like what I feel like you should do from here is talk to your parent. Let's talk to your parent. I've been brought to schools to talk to teachers, and I'm sitting there just discerning the situation because it just seemed like something was there. And then, well, what part did you take in on this? What do you feel like you could have done differently? Do you think that you could have changed that anyway? Do you think that you could have handled it differently? I still question myself now, even about my situation, because I've I've never wanted it to be where I was known for that, and that became like my thing was, oh, she's that one that beat that teacher with the. I didn't beat a teacher with a yardstick. I hit her before she could hit me. Drop the yardstick and walk out. Let the school tell it. They be like, she beat her down. I did not. Like I'm like, there is no way that I was just standing there swinging at this teacher. No, my godfather worked in the building. He was that part of the administration. I had to get downstairs as quickly as possible because I was like, I'm not getting caught up in what if she decided to stand up and swing at me again. Certain things you had to be careful of, and it's not always the teacher. I've seen kids target teachers in school,
Yeah.
literally target them. Like they've been talking about it all day long and you hear about it, you just in there after school, we gonna go over here to Miss Such and Such class, and when she come out, we gonna trip her or we gonna put her in a locker, just targeting teachers.
Such a good point. I got an incident that happened. Two incidents actually happened. One of my male friends. He's a very very handsome, attractive guy, and I'm saying it that way because he's like supermodel fine, right?
Look at you.
And so he,
Prophet Jared.
he is, but he's a dean at CPS school, and these girls he's in high school, and these girls kept hitting on him. Now, listen, I understand
because it's not often you have a teacher or a dean that look like that. You know what I'm saying? Real buff, real handsome, light skin, pretty guys, right? So he kept trying to throw it at him. And of course, he kept blocking it. No, I don't want to talk to you all. You're students. Go back to class. Give me referrals. And their boyfriends got mad, or the guys that liked them got mad and tried to fight them. Well, it all came out that this was happening, and the students blamed the boy, blamed the teacher that he was trying to advance them sexually. They literally fired him without asking any questions, put him on a 2-year leave, took him out of all school systems. He had to get a lawyer and fight his life back.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's sad because these students targeted this man because he's like, I don't want to even work in high schools no more because of how I look. I'm already a target because I'm a handsome guy, right? These little girls are coming on to me, and now because it's now I'm already against theirs. It took 2 years of looking at videos at the school where the girls were coming past and trying to twerk in front of him the whole nine, right? But even with my incident, I used to be in teaching. This is why I was like, I would have laid hands. Okay. I used to be a teacher. I was pregnant with twins back in 2007. And a 12-year-old boy kicked me in my belly, pregnant with my twins. I began to bleed out, and I called the ambulance. And the teacher pretty much was like, wait a minute, you heard her apologize to Miss Johnson. And he goes, I'm not apologizing for what? He said, you know what's in her belly? He said, a baby, who gives a, right? I lost it. Okay, I'm not going to say what I did on air, but I lost it. Okay, when the ambulance came, they came for both me and him. Okay?
Listen.
But the problem was, I lost my daughter, one of my daughters. She was stillborn.
Wow.
You know, I went from having two pretty girls being born to Nia was born, but Naya did not make it, you know? Yeah. And my issue has always been, what if that didn't happen? What if that's, you get what I'm saying? What if that didn't happen? And yeah, I almost lost my livelihood. They almost sent me to jail for putting my hands on a little boy. But the cop who saved my life told him, okay, granted, she did whoop your son's tail. He's 12 years old and she was wrong. But here's the other side of it. We're in Indiana. One of her children is dead. The other's in ICU. And she's currently fighting for her life now because of a placenta from her uterus. And she's bleeding out still. And so we have 3 counts of attempt murder, 1 count of murder, attempt of harm, and assault, and negligence as parents. So we can go ahead and charge her for what she did.
Oh, wow.
But just know your son is going to be charged as well after we charge her. Because we can't look past our pain. But why does it have to get to a place where we lose things, or we're being targeted, or we're getting hurt, or we're getting jumped? But somebody to say, stop it, stop what's happening. At what point we're going to protect the teachers? Because right now, being a teacher in any school system, not even just in Chicago, is scary. I don't care if you're in you're in Texas in an all-white neighborhood. It's scary because now the kids coming to school with AR-15s and they shoot up the schools and killing the teachers. At one point, do we say this has to stop? And if that don't happen, homeschool your own kids, because we're tired of being put in danger because you taught your kids no home training.
I'm sitting here because now that we brought this up and we've been talking about it, there's a video up from a month ago in Florida where a Florida teen beat a teacher unconscious because she took away his Nintendo Switch. Y'all, watching this video is so disturbing. The teacher is walking down the hallway. The student, he's bigger than her. It's a black student, white teacher. He comes running from wherever he just got through running from down some steps, ran right up on her, hit her, knocked her down, and started stomping and beating her. Their teachers walking through the hallway, running to get help. But by the time they get people that can actually hold this child, apparently they're scared of them because it's a bunch of them that's just like, I'm not touching him. But there's a bunch of students that are coming around. I'm just watching, but these teachers are now running. It took 6 females and 2 male adults to hold this child, to get him off of her. Like that's crazy. Why do you even have a Nintendo Switch there? Why? Why did because of these devices? Okay, with Brandon when he went to school, I understood he had a phone. We had well then I kept him with the flip phone. I was that parent, so I'm like, you don't need to have all these extra gadgets to be distractions and all this stuff. And so I made sure that you know that you have your phone. That's great. You need to turn this off and put it in your bag. If I ever call that phone throughout the day and it rings, that's gonna be a problem because that means you have your phone on in school for what purpose? Everybody you need to talk to is in class with you. You don't need to be on the phone. You don't need to be saying I got one. You don't need to have nothing like that. So if I randomly would call his phone and if it ever rang, that was a problem. Why is it on? It's not lunchtime. You shouldn't have it on at all. And I would just take the phone. Then you just don't have it. Or turn it in when you walk into the office. I set up ways for him not to even have to go through that. Pick your phone up from inside the school. Drop it off at the desk. Pick it up at the end of the day. We don't have this issue. My child got in more trouble for skateboarding in the hallway on this little thing that was in his book bag, this little skateboard, than he did for devices. But it was like you got in trouble for it, and he used to lie. Brandon was quick, and then I think about it, really quick to tell a story about, I wasn't doing it, but you got the skateboard in the hallway, and you in the park going off the bathroom walls. It's that sort of thing, but never a situation where he got in trouble with a teacher for harming a teacher or reacting to a teacher because I straightened that out at home. I don't care what's going on at that school. I don't care who hyping you up. I don't care who telling you that's okay. I don't care what's being said. You do anything outside of who you are when you with me, that's a problem. If they can tell me you are this person and I don't recognize that person and it's not a good thing, that's a problem. I'd rather you not have a problem with me. So when he did shift to his other alternative person that he had and decided that stealing was a good thing, I showed him that I can shift to an alternative person that you didn't meet before I had you. After he met her, he was good. We were okay. I was like, I'm just trying to get you to understand where I am. I'm gonna take care of this at home so nobody has to take care of it at your school, at the police station, at the Boys and Girls Club, at the library when you go there. I'm gonna be able to trust wherever you go that you're gonna still be the same child that walked out my door this morning when you said goodbye, mom, have a good day. The same one that won't be cussing out adults, that ain't trying to swing at an adult, that's not toting a gun, that's not I expect for you to be that same person wherever you are. And to this day, he's 25, and I expect for him to be that same person, or at least let me know you shifted so I can know what type of person you are. Who have you decided to become? Let me know. That's always been our conversation. Once you hit 18, if you decide to be somebody else, let me know, okay? I just want to be able to say I know who you are. Because if your alternate run up on me, I'm going to put him down like he's nobody I know because I don't know him. So I need you to be ready to defend yourself accordingly. But we've never had to have that issue. I think Kelly got to witness me one time with B, and it was a situation where I was like, Kelly, I'm sorry you had to witness that, but I needed him to understand, even as a grown person, I need you to get that I was somebody before there was a you. And my reactions, I'm from Chicago, from the West Side, born and raised. I live on the South Side now. I need you to understand that I'm going to defend myself at all costs. And if it's a problem that we have, and it's not even defending me, but you overstepping your boundaries as my son, then I'm going to remind you who I am so you can come back. That this, I know you love mom. I know you see mom. I know when you look at me, you see mom. Got it. Tennille was Tennille, and a couple of nicknames before you were thought of. So I need you to understand who you dealing with. Don't do that. Let's leave my old man where my old man needs to be at. Let's not do this. And I don't think we've had an issue since he met her head on. It was like, you know what? You're crazy. Yeah, I'm just saying. I just need you to be because with like you said, we're human. And before there was a you, there was still a me, and I had to survive on the streets for a long time. So even though I'm trying to be a better person, I don't want you invading my space and making me bring out who I tried to leave behind. Because I changed because I had you. I changed because I needed to, because that's the life I wanted to live. But you're not gonna trigger me. I'm just not. That's which is why I could never be a teacher. I don't understand how teachers have to sit in these classrooms and take some of this abuse. This other lady that I'm looking at, y'all, the other lady that I was confused in the first video with, because I didn't understand there was two videos out at the same time. This child literally is in the doorway of the classroom. Now the teacher's trying to walk away. She was like, nope, threw her hands up, turned around to walk out the door. And this child ran up on her as she's going out the door and starts to bump up against her and then grabbed her by her hair. Hold on. You don't touch a black woman's hair. Are you serious? And you know this. Why would you grab that woman's hair? Come on. You done grabbed her and now she done grabbed you. The outcome of this is that the student broke the teacher's leg. Y'all, that right there, this whole situation is disturbing. Even the video that Tawanda's talking about, I watched it a little bit further into what was happening. If you see them on the floor, the teacher is crouched, but if you pay attention to it, the child has hold to her hair. The teacher's head is on the floor. She can't get up because this child still has her hair. So the teacher's still swinging because the child is swinging on one side, holding her hair on the other, and the teacher is swinging, trying to lift her head up, but the child's not letting go. So is she supposed to just sit there and let her hold her hair and beat her up? Like, I'm trying to figure out what they wanted her to do.
You know what? And I'm just jumping, but listening to all of this and how it's, I'm pretty sure every one of us can see Lean on Me. And that one part
Joe Clark.
where the teacher will get that part too. But before Joe got there, the
Yeah,
teacher was the white guy. He was really nice. He was trying to break up a fight, and they beat his head in the floor.
yeah,
It's like I feel like some of these schools is trying to become Eastside High, and the teachers are supposed to become like how that teacher was. I'm not supposed to put my hands on you. I'm not supposed to defend myself. But if you beat my brains into the floor, it's okay. Nah, my guy, that's not what's happening. At this point, it's like if you can't defend yourself, I understand people real quick to say, you know, my child wouldn't. You know, I'm gonna defend my child. You got parents that's coming up to the school saying they gonna go head up on the teacher because the teacher defended themselves. Let me explain something. If your child run up like they grown, they gonna get put down like they grown. I understand, but at the end of the day, that's where I stand on it. Because if your child kill me, or if I'm pregnant, like Raven said, and you pregnant and your child killed my child, understand it's about to be some different situations. People not they scared to talk to their kids because they want to be friends with your child at home. Not that's not how I go. My girls used to tell people my mama crazy, and I did that for a reason. You need to understand that the same thing that you do somewhere else, we go address it right here. We go address it somewhere else. So if you do this at school, I didn't took a desk to my daughter's school. Her teacher said she was talking too much and needed to be separated. They ain't had no way to separate her. Hold on, let me fix that. I had a desk for them at home. Brought that desk from the house to the school. Put her right there. My child started talking to her pencils because she ain't had nobody to talk to. But still, the thing was, that was my resolution. And she still got checked. At the school, you want to act a fool at school? We going to act a fool together. Because, yeah, I'm going to get the ins and out of what happened. But the end result is if I know how my child is, because I'm sorry, we all know how our children are. If our children is popping off at home, they popping off at school.
and
If our
even
children
heavily.
is coming at your throat at home, they coming at somebody's throat at school. They doing it on the street. So stop acting like y'all don't know how y'all children are. Your children are not Susie homemakers at home and thuggish ruggish at school. It ain't popping like that. Even if they try to be in the in crowd, they still gonna be like, well, we trying, but you're failing.
It don't fit because that's not how you were raised at home. That's not how you acted at home. You trying to fit, but sometimes your fit can have you hurt. Let me mute.
Kelly was mad. Y'all heard her. I'm on mute. Papa
See she
Jewel.
mad. Like, listen, y'all know who Pete's Market is in Madison, Illinois?
No.
If y'all from Chicago. There was an incident a month ago at I guess one of the people caught one of the kids stealing and doing something wrong, and they tried to put them out the store. So the kid left, went and got her mama and her 8 siblings. Okay? And the kid and the 9 children now stumped out the employees. They were all in high school. And I think sorry. And they were beating them bad. They were beating them bad. And so the male employees were just trying to stop the fight. Initially was like, wait, kill these women. They started slamming the little girls. Now the mama was like, wait a minute, these are my babies. I'll get my own children. Mm. Where is the line? That mama brought them kids up there to fight and to do harm to these adults. And then the moment the kids getting hurt, now you want to cry victim. I am tired of the victim mentality. I am. Because if your kids can run them, they can get done up. That 6-year-old that shot their teacher, about 4 months ago? 6-year-old brought a gun to school and shot their teacher. We're not living in the same day and age back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Okay? We're not living in that day and age now. So this whole, you don't touch my child, what if that was your kid? My kid know better. My kid's scared of me. Okay? My kid know if I run up on my teacher, you gotta come home and run up on me next. And you don't want this smoke. Okay? You don't want this smoke. That's the problem. And I'm gonna take it back to Jesus in 12 seconds, right? Because here's the problem. The moment you separated church and state, you took God out of these churches, you started promoting all this other immortality in the schools, right? We took out a prayer out of our first beginning of school, whatever. We did all of these things to remove God, and now we have a godless nation. We have rebellious children, and we have hellions as adults running around here because you thought it was best to separate church and state. I'm gonna yield my mic.
Come on here, y'all. Listen here, y'all. Okay, we gonna come off of this topic because this gonna get deeper than that thing. One of the things that I do want to say is it is beyond me why is the parents think that it's okay for this to happen. It's beyond me of why the parents are defending their children when they can see these videos are out on social media. It's not like the students aren't pulling out their phones that they had in their bags right when the stuff happens. It's like everybody pulls out their phone. There's record of a lot of this stuff. It's not like you got these kids that are in these classrooms. Like I'm watching a lot of these videos now, and I'm seeing that teachers, assistant teachers, and substitute teachers are prompting some of these fights in these classrooms where they're gearing these kids up to fight in their class, and then when it turns on them, they don't know what to do. It is yes, ma'am, Miss Michelle. Thank you for joining us. It is beyond me about why it continues on going that way. But one of the things that I say, like coming into a classroom, and even with people having bad days and these kids having bad days, because you never know what happened with them before they got there too. So I've learned to even acknowledge the fact that your day might have been rough when you got here, but coming into my classroom when I was an assistant, when I was working as teacher aide, when I was doing all that, I made sure to greet every child and I looked them in their face. Why? Because I want to see where you at today. I need to know what I'm dealing with. And as women and men of God, we should have some type of discernment, even as a parent, of I'm sorry, excuse me, of what we need to do next, or discernment about what's happening with them coming into the classroom. Turn it up, turn it on. push that in a forward thing, make that go bigger than what it was. It's time for us to start looking them in their faces as they walk through the door and saying good morning purposely. Do you think that a lot of these teachers who have set up this plan for their students to come through the door and literally talk to them as they come through the door is just doing it because it's fun and look good on social media? Yeah, we got these handshakes. Oh no, they're looking them in their faces. If I can make a connection with you, today can be a better day. If you walk up to me and I high five you the way you want to be high five, and I give you the option of a high five, a hug, or a dab, and you walk up in my face and you don't want to do any of those, okay, I need to watch you. Something's going on here. I need to talk to you later. Let's talk later. Let's figure this out. The next one comes up and they dab you, but that dab is different today than your dab every single day, then something's wrong here. What's going on? And I can stop you and be like, hey, when we dabbed earlier, that dab felt a little strong. You okay? You good? And I'm not saying that we can fix this as educators every day, but we have to make sure our classrooms are safe. We have to make sure that our teaching grounds are safe. If they walk up to you and they huffing and they puffing and looking at you and nodding and you take that as, hey, I don't like you. So then you need to be like, hey, step to the side for just 1 second for me. And I'm gonna let the assistant take on the next student because I've trained my assistant to have that discernment too. Then let me come over here and say, hey, is there a problem? Did we have do you have an issue with me today? I mean, this is express yourself day. Like, talk to me. Because I've had to stand in front of students that I knew were huffing and puffing, were angry with me, but they weren't really angry with me. They were angry with adults who looked like me. My mom ticked me off this morning. My mom was beating on me before I left home, and I'm going to take all this good anger out on you today. Well, let me go ahead and stop you because that's not going to happen. Let me go ahead and talk to you real quick because what's going to happen today is that's not it. We're going to talk about this. We're going to say we're going to have a good day. And if you feel like being in the classroom with me is going to trigger you today, let me go ahead and send you to the office because I need to make sure everybody else in my class is safe and that I don't go to jail for having to jump on you. So we're going to adjust this out, y'all. It's been a real good morning, but we are at the 10 o'clock hour. Yes, ma'am, it is building trust and relationships, Miss Wanda. Thank you all for joining us on F2G's Morning Social. We start every morning at 7:45 a.m. We've been on air this whole time, 7:45 a.m., and we normally try to get off. I always say it's going to be an hour. It's never an hour, just to let you know. We never seem to stay on here for an hour and get off because the conversation either shifts or it goes into something that's good. And yes, I still say, even after the conversation we had, that laughter is the best medicine. After all of this stuff has gone on, we have to realize that if we don't laugh about it, we'll be sad about it. Misery loves company, and we're not going to roll with that. We're going to make sure that it's a good day. Talk to your children. Speak to your children. Make sure they're having a good day before they go out your door. If there's a problem, let them kids go to school, deal with them after school about it. Let them go to school with a good mindset. Remind them of who you are, and that don't mean beat them up before they go. That means stop them for a minute and remind them today needs to be a good day for you, which means stay out of issues. Don't have a problem. You have a problem with your teacher, call me. Give them rules. Set up the boundaries. Make sure you stick to them. You are not your child's friend. You are your child's parent. Parenting is your first job. Everything else comes along with it afterwards. Love you guys so much. Have a great day. And it's been beautiful talking to y'all, and we out of here.
Yeah, have an amazing evening on purpose.
I like that.
Girl, use it. That's just allowing us to be intentional about our day because we're going to face some things. There's going to be some things that's going to come about. So have an amazing day on purpose. It's been great chiming in with you ladies this morning.
This was good today, y'all.
I love you. You love me too. I feel like I'm the only one that really don't want to hang up.